What is going on? To all my lovely Aquarius, Butch here. I am going to do the remainder of December read. It was supposed to be December read, but I spent the last 4 days being sick as a dog, so it's from now to the end of December. It is a general read. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. First and foremost, holiday season. I want to wish everybody happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. Hanukkah, winter solstice, Christmas. I'm probably leaving some out. I know that I am. But whatever you celebrate, I hope you just surround yourself with love, a full belly, and lots of laughs. That's what I wish for you. So, with all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what message do we have for Aquarius for December 2025? Oh, shit. All right, Aquarius. Things are looking good. All right, let's get right into it. First things first, Aquarius, I feel like this new connection coming your way. Now, this may be, for some of you, like I said, it's a general read, so you might have already just met this person. For others, this person is coming in. I feel like you're going to know it if you already met them. I feel like there's this instant connection between the two of you. It happens very quickly. Like, just kind of out of the blue. You meet this person and things escalate very quickly. I feel like there's a lot of physical energy between the two of you, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. I feel like with this person, there's just something about them. They're very unique. It's not like anyone you've ever met before with the Six of Cups in reverse. Like, I feel like there's just something different about this person. It just hits you differently. They are different. One of the most noticeable things about this person is how fearless they are. They're not afraid to be themselves. And that's what sets them apart from everybody else. It's that fearlessness, that honesty that comes with that fearlessness is a perk, is a huge perk. This person is just honest. They're just direct. I feel like you have great conversations with this person, deep conversations, fun conversations, illuminating conversations. I feel like with this person, it sparks so many things in both of you. We have the Ace of Wands. I just feel like there's this, you inspire each other and you just feed off each other. And it opens up all these opportunities for both of you. It's, even though there's a lot of physical, what I feel, and I'm just being honest with you, is I feel like you met your new best friend. And I feel like that's just the beginning of this. And that's a hell of a way to begin. Your new best friend. I just feel like you click. You click with this person. I feel like with this person, feel like they were getting a little bored, with life. And I feel like this person, even though they didn't know they were looking for you, I feel like they were. Sometimes we're looking and we don't even realize it. Like, I don't feel like this person's intention was to look for someone to fall in love with or someone to connect with in this way. They weren't looking for it, but yet they found it. But secretly they were looking for it. With that Three of Wands, that ship coming in. Sometimes we don't know what we want till the right person's in front of us, and then it all becomes very clear. With this person, very intelligent. I feel like that's something that's really going to hit because Aquarius are so intelligent. They need somebody that can keep up with them. And this person certainly can do that. I mean, I feel like they're very intelligent with the King of Swords. But also very passionate, very... very, the King of Wands energy, that Leo energy, it's very passionate, very larger than life energy from this person. Like I said, the fearlessness is one thing, but I just feel like they have this zest for life. Like they just want to enjoy it. They want to see as much as they can see. They want to do as much as they can do. I mean, I feel like this person is just a go-getter. They just enjoy life. Very, that zestfulness for life. When someone just enjoys life, they want to be happy. They seek happiness. I mean, I feel like with this person, it just keeps getting better. Like, it's like that old infomercial, but wait, there's more. Your new best friend, but I feel like, but wait, there's more. I mean, I feel like with this person, it's someone you just feel very comfortable very quickly. Like, you just feel at ease with this person. It's that person that... I was thinking about, when you get comfortable with somebody and they don't mind using the bathroom, and they leave the door open, that type of comfortness, or, if they have some... I'm crossing a gross line and I won't do it, but you know what I mean. Like, when you get comfortable with someone, like, you can just be yourself. You can just be, you don't have to worry about them because you just feel comfortable with them. You're comfortable in your own skin with them, and it's almost like they, unconsciously encourage it. I just feel like you're sinking very quickly with this person. Like, you're just in line with them. Like I said, with the sun card, I see a lot of happiness. I mean, I see a lot of fulfillment, filling up your cups. I feel like you're just going to have a great time with this person. They're going to make you laugh. You never know what you're going to get with this person. Very spontaneous. But all that being said, we also have the Emperor. So I'm feeling like, even though this person's fun, even though they're intelligent, even though they're passionate, even though all these things, they're very protective. They have this very protective energy about who's close to them. They protect what's sacred to them. And I feel like this connection is on that line. Like, not only feeling like your best friend, like I said, I mean, it starts off that way with this deep connection, like I said, with that Lover's card. And then we have the Three of Cups, but also, feeling like family very quickly. Like, this person, I see this person wanting to introduce you to their friends and family and wanting to meet yours, and just integrating to where we have two smaller families turning into one big family. And I feel like they're going to protect what's important to them. two peas in a pod is, I keep getting that reference in my head. Two peas in a pod. I just feel like you just hit it off with this person. And there's just this trusting energy that you have, and I feel like that's very rare. Especially in this day and age, it's hard to trust someone, especially meeting someone new and just feeling like you can trust them. Like this overwhelming energy that I don't know you, but I trust you. Just feeling very secure with this person, feeling like they got your back, and feeling like when they say things, you can trust that they mean it. A lot of people say a lot of things. Not many people mean them. But this person does. Like, this is a new journey. We have the Fool. It's the beginning of a new journey. The Fool card is the beginning of the major arcana. It's the beginning of the tarot deck. It's all about new journeys. And this is a new journey. And I feel like this is going to be one hell of a journey. It's not going to be dull, I can tell you that. But like I said, best friends. I'm just getting best friends, family. We do have the holidays coming up, so maybe you want to introduce your family. Like, it moves. I see this moving quickly, but I feel like it's very natural. And that just shows the compatibility that you have with this person. The bond that you share with this person is strong. It's almost feeling like when you meet this person, there's almost this feeling of like you've known them. Like, that's how you feel when you're around them. That's how they feel when they're around you, like you've known them forever. And that's a pretty big deal. I mean, with all that being said, I just feel like this is someone that shows up. Like I said, with that Emperor, it's a very protective energy, protect what's important to them. I mean, with this person, we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We also have Cancer, some Pisces, some Scorpio as well, and Virgo. I think we've all experienced that in life. Most of us have. That when you meet someone, you just click with them. Like, it doesn't even make any sense sometimes, and you just click with them. Like, I had a buddy of mine, and I met him one day through another friend. We were all out playing hockey, and me and my best friend, since we were 4, we had an apartment together. And we had a third room, but we just didn't really want to bring in someone we didn't really know. We were really picky about who lived with us. And we could afford it without a third person, so we kind of always left that room empty. Just kind of anybody that wanted to stay over or whatever. But I met this one guy. We were out playing hockey. And first time I ever seen the guy. And we started talking. And I'm telling you, it was like that. Like, we were buddies. Like, I felt like I knew him forever. Like, we were in the same things, same hockey team. We got each other's little inside jokes. Like, we would tell jokes and people around us wouldn't even laugh, but me and him would just laugh our ass off. We thought that was hilarious. And I had other friends that had tried to move in with me, that wanted to move in with me and my best friend. And people I knew for years. And I just came up with a reason why not let them move in. So anyway, by the end of the night, we're all hanging out. It was just like a men's league. So at the end of the game, we were all in the locker room, we're hanging out, and we end up going out to the pub. At the end of the night, he had a few drinks in him. I don't drink, so I was just there. But he had a few drinks into him. And even drinking, I usually don't like, I don't like drinking. My brother was an alcoholic. I seen it destroy lives, and my brother was a kind of like a mean drunk. So I always kind of avoid it myself because I didn't want to be like that. But I always, excuse me, I always worry about people that drink because you don't know what they're going to be like when they're drunk. He was even nicer when he was drunk. He was even easier to get along with. But he had mentioned that him and his girlfriend were having some troubles, and he was gonna go get his own place. He said, but right now he's kind of stuck with her. Anyway, she was cheating on him, but he had nowhere else to go because he was paying the rent there. So even to make the story even funnier, he didn't even have any money to chip in, and he might not have any money for a while. Somehow he ended up moving in with us, and he lived with us for a few years, and we're still good friends. It was just funny to me because these people that were like wanting to move in with us, even people we knew for years, we just always had a reason to say no. This guy, just met him. He didn't have any money. He was broke, so he couldn't even contribute. But me and him and my best friend, Jeremiah, that's my best friend's name, by the way. I don't think I ever say that. Me and him were talking with this guy all night, and he was saying how he needed a place to stay. I looked at Jeremiah, and when you have a friendship with someone so long, we've been best friends from before. Me and him just looked at each other and we're like, you need a place to stay, dude? Stay with us. Like, we were just in sync. And he turned out to be a great friend, a great roommate. He was a really good guy. Never had a thing to say bad about the guy, and I still don't. It was just funny because he could have been a serial killer. I don't know. I didn't even know the guy. I didn't know if he had a girlfriend. I didn't know if any of his story was even real. But he ended up moving in with us, and that's what I mean. Sometimes you just meet people that it doesn't even make any sense, but they just become part of your life. Anyway, I know that was a long-ass story to get to the same point, but I like telling stories. I have a lot. I've lived a very adventurous life. Not as much as some, but more than others. I've met a lot of great people. So it's funny to me when I watch TV and you see all these bad people. Like all these people doing bad things. And when I was young, I always wanted to start my own radio station where, that just shows my age. I wanted to start a radio station, not a podcast, not a vlog. It was a radio station where it was called The Good News. And I only talked about things that were good and happening in the world because I feel like I wish I would have done it. Now it probably would have been more of a vlog. I might still do it. There's just so many people willing to share the bad shit in the world. Even when you go on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube, people always showing the bad stuff. There's people that show the good stuff, but more showing the bad stuff. And there's so much good going on in the world. There's so many good people out there. I feel like we're just hiding, and somebody needs to spark them coming out so we can get back to the good people. Because I honestly, in my life, I've never. 99% of the people I've ever met were good people. They don't always do good things, but they were good people. I met very few evil people that I don't think there's any hope for, but 99%, that's a pretty good number. Anyway, be good. Take care. Stay safe.